How is it going, everyone? And you know, when I heard the rumblings of some things going on with Red Dead Redemption 2 and it potentially leading to an upgraded release, I had to talk about it, and it looks like we will be getting an updated release of RDR2. And remember, when it comes to these upgrades from Rockstar and really the re-releases in general, they move very, very fast in the sense that the announcement happens and then boom, it gets released. Usually a couple weeks later, maybe a couple of months if you're talking about a physical release. But if you remember when Red Dead Redemption 1 got announced for PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch, it was literally out within a couple of weeks. The physical release didn't happen until a couple of months later. It was an early August announcement. The release digitally happened at the end of August. The release physically happened in October. But this is probably going to be something where it's announced and then it's out quickly thereafter. And why is this back in the news cycle? Well, Rockstar Games has changed the Red Dead Redemption 2 store description on Steam and updated it on the Epic Game Store. Bethesda had done the same thing before Oblivion Remastered was announced and revealed. And I would imagine that Rockstar is gearing up for a Red Dead 2 upgrade announcement here in the near future. Also, bear in mind that even though Rockstar hasn't put out a brand new game in 7 years, year after year, they will have some sort of remaster or port every year. It was the GTA trilogy, then it was Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced Edition, then 2023 it was Red Dead Redemption, then 2024 it's Red Dead Redemption on PC. They'll always find a way to monetize their portfolio every year, and we haven't had that in 2025. We're still not done with 2025. The fiscal year is certainly not over, so I could see a Red Dead Redemption 2 announcement and then it come out by the end of the month, November. Get that ready for the holidays ahead of Black Friday. People will have reinvigorated interest in Red Dead Redemption 2. They'll be buying it. Now, I am curious how they'll handle the release on Nintendo Switch 2. Obviously, y'all gonna have to deal with a game key card on that one. I don't think it's gonna be, all on cart, but would it be a digital-only release? Since at this stage of the game, to release the game physically after announcing it, you're probably looking at December at the earliest, so I am curious how they're going to handle that. I would imagine they would want to get it out before the holidays really get underway and Black Friday. Like, they would be selling a lot of copies of Red Dead 2, and I am curious on how they would handle the upgrade. I would imagine it would be a case like what they did with Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced, where I believe how they handled that was the initial 90 days or so, if you had a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5, you could buy GTA 5 Enhanced or the upgraded release on PlayStation 5, and you could get it at a little bit of a discount. I think it was $9.99 or $19.99, something to that effect, that you could pay a discounted price point. Red Dead 2, I think for those of you that are expecting it to just be a free upgrade, look, I would love that and I would be happy to be wrong. I just think you're leaving a lot of money on the table if you're doing a free upgrade. I think Rockstar knows how desperate people, and again, I put Red Dead 2 in the pantheon of my greatest, best video games of all time. I just know there's a lot of people like me out there. There's people that would literally drop everything that they're playing when the Red Dead 2 upgrade drops, and they would jump right back into Red Dead 2 to play that once again. And that's how beloved that game is. People love Red Dead Redemption 2, and the fact that we've had to wait this long for an upgrade is kind of ridiculous, but whatever, better late than never. And I totally get how Rockstar handles what they do. They keep you wanting it. They wait long enough so they can release it, and then that excitement is at an absolute fever pitch, and then more people are into it, and they can make a lot of money. And they are very calculated in how they release their products and monetizing their back catalog. They don't put out a lot of games every year, or just generally speaking, over the course of the last decade and a half, we've had 2 major game releases in GTA 5 and Red Dead 2, but trust me, they're making a lot of money passively with re-releases, with monetizing the online content, etc., etc. Rockstar's generating a ton of revenue that it don't really matter if they put out brand new games, and very, very few development studios hit the caliber of quality that Rockstar regularly does. But I would love to see Red Dead 2 get a PlayStation 5 release, also a physical release. Could you imagine a physical native PlayStation 5 release where all the content's on the disc and new cover art as well, bro? Like, that's one of those games that I think a lot of people would be all over, and just having Red Dead 2 in store shelves again during the holiday season, again, if they can get a physical release out there, probably we'll have to wait a little while before, again, the physical release happens, given how Red Dead 1 was handled, but this is something that at some point will have to happen. It absolutely has to happen, and this year, it was always a question, what was gonna be that port? There was the rumblings of Grand Theft Auto 4, and then there was also the rumblings of Red Dead Redemption 2. Given that now Rockstar is actively doing something to Red Dead Redemption 2 and the store description and etc. and all that, I would imagine that a re-release is on the horizon. And you might be wondering, hey, PC doesn't really need a re-release. Yeah, it doesn't, but you could do a significant update. You could essentially let that update appreciate the discounted price point. We've seen that happen a lot. We saw that happen with Witcher 3, and they could go about it that way as well and drop a significant update on PC. On PlayStation 5 and Xbox, I totally get the idea of them doing a more enhanced, upgraded release, and I'm not even that crazy about the visuals getting a straight upgrade, but I've heard people say, oh, how can you make the visuals even better? You can't make the... that's just wrong. That's just absolutely wrong. Look at how that game looks maxed out on PC, and the fact is 60 frames per second, you could always do a little bit more with the hardware that is now available. Could you imagine it being PS5 Pro enhanced as well? It could look phenomenal. It could look absolutely phenomenal, but Red Dead 2 is one of those games that it's not like GTA 5 in the standpoint that Rockstar was able to monetize it for years and years and just passively make so much money off of it, although they do. They sell copies of Red Dead 2 all the time, but I'm sure it's a game that they're going to be generating more and more revenue off of. I wouldn't even be surprised that after this PlayStation 5 release, 10 years from now, we're talking about another re-release on PlayStation 6 or something to that effect. Given that Rockstar only puts out one game a decade, they're going to monetize their existing catalog and how good their games are for years and years, and that's, you know, some people can look down upon that. Some people could be like, bro, we gotta pay for another Rockstar game that we already paid for again. But in this case, if it's Red Dead 2, it's a case-by-case basis, and with Rockstar, I'm sorry to say that some of their games do have special rules, and that might just be showing my inherent bias towards Red Dead 2. Look, I love the game. I've said it before, among my absolute top games of all time, and I don't know if I'm in the position to, and I said before that I would, but I've got so much on my plate right now as far as games that I'm playing and, you know, still catching up on. Like, guys, I need to still beat games like Dying Light the Beast and all these games that came out last month. Like, September really set me back a lot, and a lot of that was playing 60 hours of Trails in the Sky, but, you know, I've been trying to play some catch-up. Almost done with Borderlands 4. You know, Yote's out, Final Fantasy Tactics is out. I'm trying to juggle all of these games. It's a good problem to have. It's definitely, there are worse problems, but trying to play everything is definitely a struggle. And Red Dead 2, as much as I want to play it, you know, adding that juggernaut, that behemoth of an experience right now, I'll probably succumb and do it, but, you know, I gotta figure out how to fit it in with all these other games I'm playing. But super excited for the possibility, and it looks like hopefully that announcement will be happening soon, maybe even by the end of this month. That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and let me know, would you pay the $10 to $20 to upgrade your copy of Red Dead 2? Would you hope that it's just a 60 FPS frame rate uncapping patch? Because if it's just a patch to uncap the frame rate, then it'll be free. It'll be free, because we saw what happened with Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey and games like Assassin's Creed Syndicate as well. It's just a patch to unlock the frame rate. It's free. However, I'm just thinking about it from a business standpoint. There's so much money to be made with Red Dead 2 getting an upgrade, and so much of the value of that upgrade is tied to it being 60 frames per second, so I would just think Rockstar would want to bake if you want to play Red Dead 2 at 60 FPS, you gotta buy the upgrade. That'll also give you, you know, the better visuals, the better lighting, etc., etc. But that'll do it for me. Your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.